Hello and welcome to another edition of the Super Organizer Show with James Lott Jr. I am James Lott Jr., Super Organizer. And yes, you did not hear the music because right now I'm doing this through Zoom meetings. So if you're listening to us as you normally do, hello listeners, then you'll know that I'm doing this by video. You can actually watch us, me and my guest, right now on my YouTube channel, JLJ Media. But first, before I begin, it's Monday, April 13th, and it's right after we just had Easter pass, and we're going through all this kind of quarantine stuff, and I just want to give my thanks and gratitude to all of you who are doing your part to stay home, stay safe, wear a mask, wash your hands, and taking this seriously. It's very important. The whole world needs to come together and eradicate this COVID-19, or at least get in some kind of order so we can actually live our lives the way we used to live, or at least live somewhat. But my heart goes out to all the healthcare workers and everyone who's out there, the grocery store people, everybody's out there in the front lines, trying to give us some of our life while the rest of us do our parts and we stay home. My guest this is international, folks. This show is international, and this one's coming from Brazil. Okay, I love Brazil. I wish I could go. I want to go. I have to wait till I can do that again. But the Brazilians always make me laugh. They can be full of joy and heart. And this person, I know we're friends, and we've talked off mic. This is her first time she's a fan of the show. She's a professional organizer from Brazil. And I want to talk to her about who she is, get you guys get to know her, what's going on. My friend, Roberta Andrade. Hi, Roberta.
Hello, James. How are you?
I'm fine. So actually, and I always ask all my guests this: how are you doing down there in Brazil? How is it down there? And it's Sao Paulo, right? Sao Paulo?
Yes, Sao Paulo, yes. We're fine. Obviously, we've been in the house for quite a while now. My husband is the one who goes out every now and then just to get groceries. But I have 3 kids, so I'm just keeping them inside and talking to my parents and trying to get everyone just to stay home and talking to clients, working virtually, and just doing our part really, because now we are at the edge of everything here in Sao Paulo. Like tons dead, and the thing is really happening right now. So so we had good, just the 5 of us, Easter now. But yeah, it's been lovely. I mean, just spending time and trying to keep the kids entertained and organized.
Organized. Yeah. How old are the kids? How old are they?
Well, I have a 13-year-old daughter, Louisa, a 6-year-old daughter, her name is Leticia, and a 1-year-old, and her name is Marina.
I don't know how. I remember you were pregnant with the last one. I don't know how you do it. I'm like, wow. So you have a baby, then you have
baby,
school age, then you have a teenager.
Exactly. I have all the ages, and I mean, it's kind of tough because obviously the baby doesn't really understand, and the 6-year-old, she's just not really happy that she's in the house all the time. We took them out the other day, put them in the car, drove around, but just that's pretty much all we did, for the past. I just lost track of the days now. I haven't been counting because I think that's not really good for the mind, to be honest. But yeah, but we took them out like just one time, put them in the car just so they can, like get some air. But yeah, it's difficult, but obviously we're organizers, so we are used to change, So first week was not great, but after the second week, we just got into a new routine, and it's been working well. It's been working well.
I was going to ask you because we are organizers, and some of us do have kids and stuff like that. And so in Brazil, in Sao Paulo, because in LA, it's like all of a sudden within 5 days everything was shut down. How quickly did things shut down there in Sao Paulo?
Well, it took a while because it wasn't really, because it was taking too long for them to test people. So it wasn't until it actually got really serious in Italy that our government started doing something about it. And we had like troubles with diversion of opinions. And the main thing is because like we are a third world country and our economy is really weak. So, you know, the problem between people staying home, not working, and then the economy is just so everyone's been trying to do their part and renegotiating all of their bills, rent, and, you know, workers and whatever they can. So that is the main problem that we have here. So a lot of people ill, a lot of people that have to go to work, and sort of, you know, like be all over the place. But from the day that we had the first death, which was around the 16th of March, 17th of March, 3 days later, all the schools were already shut down, and pretty much they gave another week for all the stores and everyone to, you know, get things out, reorganize, rethink their modules. And it took pretty much a week for everything just to be shut down. They didn't really make it compulsory that people would stay home, but most people have been home for a very long time.
Good. As an organizer, now you have, well, at least 2 kids are in school, because one's probably, you know, 13, 6. Well, the first, okay.
Yeah, she was going to nursery, so.
Yeah, so let's say for you, now you have to be the teacher, kind of. You have to be the instructor,
Yes.
the physical activity leader. I mean, you got to be all these things. So as an organizer, did you find a way to kind of organize that? Are you still finding a way? How's that working for you?
Well, pretty much, they only had school until the 30th of March, because the schools, they continue sending lessons for 15 days, and then they gave, they anticipated their holidays. So they are on holidays now until the 30th of April. So pretty much for those 15 days, what I was doing is I was trying, because the 13-year-old, she just works on her own. Yeah, she's very independent. So I was trying to work out, like, from 9 to 11 with a 6-year-old, and I would put the baby next to us and have her do some drawing at the same time as, you know, giving Leticia her homework. I wasn't doing it like every single day, because as soon as they announced that they were going to give holidays, I thought I'll just give one day yes, another day no. So during the holidays, I can still give her something to do. I must admit, the physical activities are where I'm not the great one, especially because when all of these started, I was ill. I can't really confirm that I had the virus, but I couldn't breathe, and I had a bronchopneumonia.
Yes.
Yeah. And I've never had anything like that.
No.
And when it all started, I was really bad and not breathing it. But and also I had surgery in February, so for 40 days I couldn't do any exercise. So that was my excuse.
Yeah.
So the physical part is pretty much them running around the house. I make them go outside, sometimes play with the ball. You know, my balcony is quite big.
Okay, good.
But really the physical part of it is not really happening. But the lessons, well, my mom is a teacher, so I grew up with someone that, you know, like, I grew up in this world. I'm not, it's not very difficult for me to teach my kids. Yeah. But yeah, just getting them to understand that you are home and you have to continue with your activities. That was the difficult part. Yeah. And then I had to switch and sometimes do like 3 to 5 in the afternoon, because that's when the baby's sleeping. But yeah, but it was okay. By now we finished. We don't have any homework left now. So yeah, we're okay for another 15 days now.
So
and
down there, it's fall right now. It's autumn right now, isn't it?
It's wait, because I have. My English is good, but I have to think.
Yeah, primavera, yeah, verano.
Yeah. So primavera is what? Is it? Oh, no, it's not autumn. It's spring.
Spring, very spring. So we're
so now it's autumn.
Spring.
Yeah.
Spring right
so it's autumn. So for us, it's autumn now.
I remember winter for us. It's summer for you.
Yes.
I'm seeing my
So
Brazilian friends all half dressed at pools in Brazil. I'm like, it's cold here. Leave me alone. Leave me alone.
well, but that's the thing for us. Like, we have this image of Christmas with snow just on movies, because Christmas and New Year's Eve we spend on the beach.
Crazy. That's so crazy. That's so.
Yeah. Yeah, but now and the main problem that we have now, because autumn has started, is the season for the flus and
Yep.
the sinuses and all the
Yes.
things, and so as soon as it started, they all the vaccines, they were, they started earlier, all the elderly and everyone, so getting people protected from influenza, for example, H1N1, just so they, makes it a bit less people going to the hospitals while all of this is happening, really.
Yeah. So, okay, so tell people, okay, what is the name of your company you started almost 5 years ago?
Yes, almost 5 years. October, I'm celebrating my 5th anniversary.
Yes.
Well, I'll say in Portuguese.
Yes, please. I
Because
love it. Please.
I must say that, I'm still trying to work out how you say that in English.
Okay.
I have to actually go on Google.
Yes.
And because it's the name of a goddess. In Portuguese, we say the name of the goddess is Hecate.
Hecate.
But the name of my company is Hecate.
Hecate.
Yeah, Hecate. Yeah. So I named it after a goddess. It's the goddess of change. And I had a talk with Linda Samuels when I started my
Linda,
business.
friend of the show.
Yeah,
Linda, yes,
yeah. So Linda, and I remember her telling me how we are the people that actually facilitate change in other people. And I said to her, oh my God, yes, that's how I see our business. And I said to her, well, the name of my company is the Goddess of Change. So it's EKT, Serviços de Organização.
I have a friend, Fabricio, who's an author down there in Brazil, and he lives near one of the beaches. I've got what area it's called. He doesn't speak English, very little English. I don't speak Portuguese, but I speak Spanish, so does he. So we connect in Spanish. That's how we talk.
Great, yeah. I mean, I don't speak Spanish, I must admit. It's very hard.
It's different. Portuguese.
But it's very hard.
It's very hard, yeah.
Because you think you're speaking Spanish, but you're actually speaking Portuñol. So it's difficult.
Yeah, that's how we found to communicate. That's how we found to communicate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's why I prefer English.
Yes,
it's easier.
I love your accent. I love your accent. So I probably have an accent to you, because I look at yours like you have an accent, but I have an accent. I mean, I don't know what I sound like. I guess I can't hear it, of course. Like, what accent? I don't have an accent. I'm just from California. I'm sure.
And it's funny because obviously for you guys, I have an accent. In Brazil, I have an accent, and in England, I used to have an accent. But my accent is from nowhere, really, because I don't really sound like a Brazilian person when I speak English. But obviously, I don't sound like a British or. No. Yeah, I have my own accent.
I love it. So I mean, what is one thing that you have learned about yourself being a business owner this past 5 years?
Oh, I've learned that I'm actually very resilient, and I don't know if you're going to be able to see, but I went and put that in my arm.
There it is. Okay, I see it.
It says resiliencia. Yeah, so resilience, really. Because it's very hard to have your own business and to make your family understand what you have to do, that you have to work crazy hours and you have to be out of the house, and you have to have meetings at odd hours. So it was really that I can overcome change myself, and that I can how do you say, I can be persistent and not insistent, and that I can really whatever I put my mind to, I can make it happen. So, and this is really good because right now I have 10 mentees, and it's really good how to see how they see that part of me, and my business partner as well. But so really being a business owner made me understand how you can, when you put your mind to something, you can do it. It happens.
That is true. No, it's true. And I think we're great examples to tell people that, we're regular folks who started somewhere. We started from somewhere. You started from scratch and built a business, and you've been in it for 5 years, basically. It's like and you and your partner have been in it. That's a great accomplishment.
Yeah, and like, for example, I spoke to you, 2 years ago?
Yeah.
2 years ago?
I remember that background and everything. I remember everything. Yes, I remember it.
Yeah. So, for example, like 2 years ago, I was in a different place. I was looking after the international committee of the association, and we were looking for someone. And
Naples,
that's when we.
Naples, yes.
Yeah, my NAPO. It's called MPOP.
Right.
It stands for the same as NAPO, but just in Portuguese. And I completely lost what I was going to say to you about that. And I remember, yeah. So I remember, like, at the time thinking, I'm going to be on his show.
Yes.
But I knew that wasn't my time. I also learned how to wait for your time. When I started, I wanted to go to Naples, and I applied to be the president of AMPOP and all of these things. And that was good because it put my name right there straight away.
Yeah.
But then after that, I wasn't eager to, for example, start my own course, because we have all these people that as soon as they become professional organizers, they go and they think they can teach others straight away. Right. And I was like, no, it's not my time. And I might not even want that. And then after almost 5 years, me and my business partner, we finally decided to teach people the after. You became a professional organizer, and now what do you do now? So we have mentees for 12 weeks, and we waited until we were ready, until it was our time. And pretty much when I spoke to you about what's going on now, it was that now is the time. Now I'm ready to actually answer his questions. I'm mature enough, to go after my dreams and
The thing is, you're very smart, because that is, people don't realize sometimes everybody I want now, and they're not ready. And then you should put your best foot forward, as they say, anyway, in everything you do. So it's like, it's good to sit back and go, you know what? I'm not quite there yet. I'm going to build my way there. That's a very important thing.
But that's the thing. I wasn't always like that. When I started, I was eager to, the world is mine, and I want all of this. So obviously, with time, I matured, and I was lucky enough. By the time I spoke to you, I had already understood that, no, my time will come.
Yes. I love it. I think it's amazing. I think we all should take stock in, there's something about building your time. It's something about waiting. It's something about experiencing life, experiencing your business, and then saying, now, like for me, I've been in business 11 years. So I've been for a while. And
I'll get there.
You're gonna get there, girl. You're already halfway there. You're gonna get there. And I know for me, I'm releasing my first organizing book this year. But I was like you. I always kind of wanted to do one, but I wanted to wait to see, what do I have to say? Exactly. Like, what can I offer that's worth anything? And now I feel like I do have that stuff now. I do have something to offer, and I'm like, I have experience, and I have all this stuff, and so now I'm doing that. So I'm very nervous, but I'm very excited. But I understand, but I relate to what you're saying, is that I recognize, like you recognize, this isn't my time yet. It will come. You can be positive. It will come. And then you recognize when you're ready. You're like, okay, now I'm ready. And that, to me, it's a smart thing to do. I think it's very smart.
Now, plus there's the other side is people don't like change, and people are always afraid of the future. And last year I had a really deep conversation with Regina Locke.
My girl.
And
Love Regina. Love her. Love her.
yeah, I mean, I'm quoting other people, you know, that you guys know, because obviously if I start talking about Brazilian people, you guys, who maybe
that?
you guys will Google Brazilian organizers now, but
exactly.
yeah. But obviously I have Ellen Fay and Regina Locke as my mentees from the US, and even like Linda and a couple others.
Yeah, our buddy Nacho in Mexico.
Yes, Nacho, I love him.
Love him. He's been on the show. Love him.
Yeah. So and we were talking, and I was saying to her, because people worry that, oh, I'm gonna get old and I can't change, and I have to decide now what I'm gonna be for the rest of my life. And I know I'm only 38. I started my business when I was like 33. And when I was talking to Regina, and she goes, I started my business when I was 50.
50. I was 40. Like, she was 50 when we started.
I was like, she said, you are like 15 years ahead of me. And that's when I said, oh my God, look how much she accomplished in 10 years, how much I can accomplish in 10 years and in 15. And if I'm ahead 15 years, where I'm going to be in 25.
Exactly.
So, you know, so don't be afraid to start when you're 40, 50, 60, you know?
Well, the thing is, we look at age a certain way, and that's actually changing now too. We're living longer.
Yeah.
We're living healthier longer. That's the key right there. And so a lot of us are not going to retire. A lot of us that's not the old way is you work till you're 65, you retire, you travel the world. Well, nowadays people are working till they're 70, 80, 90 years old. And I think Regina's a great example. She and I just talked the other day. She started at 50. We started at the same time. She was 50, I was 40. And I said, you know, and I thought I was running like you. I thought I was running late too. I'm like, but no, I'm seeing like, well, you can still dream. And I have an aunt who's 79 years old, and she still dreams of stuff. And
oh my God, that's great.
Like, she said, her thing is, as long as you're alive, you can still accomplish something. That's the whole point.
You can still change.
Right. So if you're 85, why not start? Before you say don't start it, but no, start it. Why not? People go back to school in their 70s and 60s. I have a friend going to school, he's in his 60s, back in school, getting a master's. But it's like, if you're alive, live.
Yeah, it's like when I said, like, my mom is a teacher. She's 72 now. She's retired this year.
Okay.
After working for, I think, 52 years.
Well, that's a long time.
And yeah, I know. She actually retired twice, because in Brazil, after 25 years, you retire, and then she retired again.
Oh, wow.
Then my dad, he's also 72. He's still working.
Yeah.
How do you call? He's like a contractor. He paints houses.
Yeah.
How do you call that?
Yeah, he's
not a painter.
Contractor.
He's a decorator. Yeah. So they're still working, like, and they have like really full lives. But when my mom was, I don't know, 15, 20 years ago, she used to teach at this like late night school. And she had a lady there who was 80 and was learning to read.
See?
She was 80. She wanted to sign her name, you know, so it's never too late.
That's beautiful.
Never.
That's beautiful.
Never.
And I think, why not? So then when she dies, she can say, I accomplished signing my name, like the very least, at the very least. Like I went through some, so I just say to people, it's never too late. Just do it. If you have the energy, the time, the desire, the want, do it. Do it.
Exactly.
What is one thing your partner brings to the company that really works for your company?
Yeah. Well, so we have like two separate companies. Yeah. So I have EKT, and she goes by her name, Clarissa Aranha Organizer. Interesting thing. Not sure if you guys know about that, but in Brazil, we don't call ourselves professional organizers. We call ourselves personal organizers. Yeah. It goes after the whole personal trainer, personal stylist, personal organizer.
No.
Yeah, I just
No.
think now. But the main thing is, like, when we met, we became friends straight away, and we are completely different.
Okay.
And we didn't really become partners until this year.
Okay.
So we do a lot of stuff together. She comes to my projects, I go to her projects. We are part of POB, which is our conference here in Brazil. So last year we were in charge with, you know, the people who own the event, and we took care of all the, I was the curator and she was the ambassador for the, so, and we looked after all the customer relationships, really. And we have like rows all the time, but she keeps me like down to earth.
Down to earth, on point, grounded.
Yeah.
Grounded, maybe the word you use, grounded.
Yeah, so pretty much like we want the same thing, but we work completely different ways. So we really complete each other. So she's the one that when, I don't know, I disagree with something with the directors of the event, she'll call me and she goes, "It's not your event," you know? Or when something is not going great with the groups, because we look after 6 WhatsApp groups with like 1,000 people, and she goes like, "We have to go this way," or I tell her we have to go that way. And so really we say the hard truth to each other, pretty much, you know. Even I know you don't want to hear this, but I'm gonna say it anyway. And you know, we continue friends and business partners, and so pretty much she's the one that will always take me out of my own way.
We all need somebody like that in our lives. We all do, personally and professionally.
Yeah, but that's the thing. I mean, and every time someone says, "Oh, things are not going great," and "Oh, I don't know what to do," and I just look at them and I say, "You need an accountability partner." Yeah. More than a business partner, more than a friend. Yeah. You need someone you can count on, someone that is not going to be just your friend, but is going to be the person that is going to tell you the truth and is going to stop you from doing bad things. Yeah, definitely. So she's that, and we always say that, and that is very, very funny, because I look a lot like her husband, and she behaves a lot like my husband. So we say that we found, you know, each other's husbands on a woman.
I love that. I love that.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah. So it's yeah, but basically she keeps me grounded.
What made you decide to partner up?
Well, I met her like when I started, because when we applied to be when I applied to be the president of MPOP, I needed a board of directors. So I knew someone who knew someone who knew her. Yeah. So we met in February 2016. And in April, she invited me to her wedding. And I went to her wedding.
Okay.
Oh, and I forgot, actually, because this week is her wedding anniversary.
It's April already. It's April again. Yeah.
Yeah. Good that we remembered. Yes. And pretty much, I think she got married on the 15th or 16th. So because I know it's close to mine, and mine is on the 16th of April too. So I know it's close to mine. So that was good. Yes. It was a good reminder. Yes. But then, so we became friends and started being each other's assistant. Just built up and been calling each other's business partners ever since. Yeah. But we never really had something that we shared the money and everything. So it wasn't until this year that we decided, no, it's time that we have something, a company with a name. So it's called From PO to PO. It's a gift from us to other professional organizers. So the name of the company is De PO para PO. So from a PO to another PO. and that's the company that we have now. It's not registered yet. It's still, we started pretty much in February.
Yeah.
But wasn't until, again, the thing about maturing and understanding and being sure of a decision, because it was great while we were friends and sharing things, but it's not really until you share money with someone that you really get to know them. So it's going well. It's going well.
So I'm gonna switch gears for a second. So what are there a lot of personal organizers in Brazil? I mean, what is it? I mean, I have no clue to what's. I know you have a conference. I think Regina spoke at your presented at your conference.
Yeah, she did last year.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't know anything. So like, what is like the size of personal organizers down there?
Well, to be honest, that is a question we've been asking ourselves for a very long time.
It's a big country, right? It's a big spread out country, right?
Yes, yeah. So I would dare to say at least 10,000.
Okay.
And why? Because we have these 3 main courses, professional organizer courses. And I think each of them have at least formed, 3,000-4,000 people.
Okay.
And obviously you have the ones that you don't really know about, you have the smaller ones, so there's tons. I can say that I have at least 2,800 emails of professional organizers on my list.
Okay.
And I have at least 2,500 professional organizers on my phone.
Yes.
So that's why I dare to say that there must be at least 10,000. But even for our because it's so huge, it's very difficult to quantify. Yeah. We've been trying. We put out like research. Mm-hmm. We had a paid research, but
okay.
It's really difficult, like MPOP has tried, and even the event that I represent, we have tried, but I can say that last year at our event, we had 1,200 professional organizers attending. So
let me ask a question. Why do you think is it because of geography that's just so there? I mean, because Brazil is made up of a lot of rainforest, right? A lot of rainforest. It's northern, southern. There's beach. It's big, isn't it?
Yeah, it's huge.
It's the largest South American country, correct?
Yes, it is. Yeah. Well, but the problem is, I live in Sao Paulo, and Sao Paulo is we have. I can't really say right now exactly, but we had like 11 million people just in Sao Paulo, and the whole country of Portugal had 10 million.
Oh my God. Crazy.
So, and Sao Paulo is huge. And
hey, wait a minute. So where is, I'm gonna try to get some geography going. So
yeah.
I know there's Rio, of course, which everybody talks about.
Yeah, Rio is border with Sao Paulo.
Oh, it is. Okay, so it's border. Okay.
Southeast, yeah.
Now, I have family.
But it takes 4 hours and a half to go from Sao Paulo to Rio.
Not bad. Okay, not bad. Now I have family who have studied in the Bahia region in Salvador. Where is that?
Yeah, Bahia is up.
Up. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm in the southeast.
Okay.
Bahia is northeast.
Okay.
And then the rainforest is on the north.
Okay.
And then you said that your friend lives on the beach, and we have the main ones. So it's like Sao Paulo, Rio, or Florianópolis.
That might be, yeah. And they're not something familiar. I'm like, where is he from? Like
Santa Catarina, Florianópolis. A lot of people know that, that part of Brazil, and that is on the south, very close to Argentina. So to go from south to northeast, it takes like 3 days, if I'm not wrong. If you're driving from one side to another side of Brazil, it takes like a 3-day drive. So it's quite big.
I'm trying to see where he's from, because I'm like, I'm really curious. He said a name, and I was like, I'm gonna have to message you later, because I'm really curious where it is. But I know let's see, where is he? He is. He is in, well, the other day he was in Tibao.
Oh my God.
Tibao. I don't know where that is. That's near somewhere up there. He is near that. Let's see where this place is. He's always at this gym. Let's see where this place is. It is, got a few information. What does it say? I can't see it. I can see where it is. I'll have to ask. I'm really curious. He said it to me.
I'm curious now.
I thought I'd always ask you where. I'm gonna ask her where it is because I'm like really curious because I know Brazil's just so big.
Yeah,
And
it
so,
is. Yeah.
So in the meantime, do you guys have business down there? Is there a viable business down there?
Yeah, no, I mean, and we have like people here that they make tons of money as professional organizers, especially those who organize for celebrities. And but I mean, I've been more concentrating on exploring different things, you know. So I don't concentrate only on residential organizing anymore. So I have a couple of clients that I help with the processes of their companies. I have two clients who I do productivity work with them. So we
Okay.
concentrate more on their goals and what they want to accomplish. And this was actually really good because when all of this started, I still had business going on, you know. But residential is pretty much what 98% of the professional organizers do in Brazil. A lot of people don't really understand that there are other things that they can do.
Yeah.
We have, that I know of, at least like one or two that does photo organizing. I know there is more, but that we know of, there's like two or three.
Yeah.
Productivity, I don't know. I can tell you about five, you know. So but residential work, pretty much everyone.
Yeah.
Pretty much everyone is just really into the residential. But the thing is, because it's so huge, right now with the event, last year we started exploring the very remote parts of Brazil.
Wow.
And that's why we instated all these WhatsApp groups. Brazil has the 5 regions. So I have one WhatsApp group for each region. And
Very
I have
nice.
2 WhatsApp groups for the Southeast region. Because most of people concentrate in Sao Paulo and Rio. Yeah.
Makes
So at least we finished with like 800 people in these groups.
Wow.
And the north, which is the very remote part, I don't know if I can say that is where they have less money, but is where it's more difficult to get the products and get the knowledge. And, you know, so we had like 20 people just in that group. And I know there are a few, they're not too many.
Yeah.
So we're trying to reach these people through the event, to try and understand how many people we have.
Yeah.
So now we have ambassadors for each region of the country. So we can start to understand how many people we have and what are their difficulties, because we know like getting products is the main one, for example.
Yeah. Yeah. It's interesting. I mean, I'm fascinated because, you know, we have America. I know the Dutch folks. I know Canada folks. I mean, it's like, and I know now Nacho. I know Mexico. But I was curious, I mean, because Brazil's so far away from us, and it's South America, and it's a whole different attitude, I'm sure, and different. And I just always wonder about that. What are the homes like in Brazil? Like, what is the average space like that you would probably go into?
Oh, we have everything.
You do, okay.
We have everything. Yeah,
How
like
big,
no. I mean, normal would be like 60 to 100 square meters. So like 2-3 bedrooms.
Yeah.
Most people, at least in the Southeast, they live in apartments. So it's not very common to live in a house. I grew up in a house. My husband grew up in a house.
Okay.
But I've lived in a flat ever since I got married 15 years ago.
Yeah.
Now I live in a big flat, so I have a 4-bedroom flat, but that is just like completely out of what most of my friends and organizers but it's just like, I was fortunate to find a very old flat, very spacious, and because I have 3 kids, I wanted 4 bedrooms. So is obviously older flats, they are more spacious than the newer flats.
Yes, like in America, in America too.
Yeah, so I have like, I live, my flat is as big as my mom's house, for example. So it's 200 square meters. But average would be between 70 and 100 square meters, which is like a 2-3 bedroom.
Okay.
You know, so the main difference between America that I've noticed from talking to American organizers is culturally, Brazilian people hire people to do things for them. So I've lived in the UK for 10 years and I'm a DIYer. You know, I've made all of this.
I'll do it myself. I'll do it myself.
Yeah, exactly. And I teach DIY. So I have a course called DIY for Women. I teach electrics. I teach screwdriver and all of these things. But the Brazilian people, they are so used to hiring people. They don't really put their hands on, you know, they're not hands on.
Yeah.
They're learning now because obviously economy and change and right now where people can't hire people and have to really save their money. And but when they hire a professional organizer, they don't really want to learn. They prefer for you to teach the maid. So in Brazil, it's very common to have a maid or someone that comes like once a week or twice a week. And so we don't really work with clients.
Okay.
So I think that's the main difference between the way we work from the way Americans work. At least the people I've talked to, especially like to become a CPO, which was like, that's the goal that I will get there. I will get there.
You will.
Yeah. But that's the thing. We mainly work alone. I only work with the client when we are like sorting out the stuff. But after that, I do everything. Wow. I put everything in place. If she wants, I'll train her. But mainly, I only show her where everything is.
Wow.
And every now and then, people hire you again to do maintenance because they just can't. I would say can't be bothered to actually.
Well, it's funny because in America we have both. I mean, but it's not as common like where you are. I mean, it's usually I want to be there. I want to see what's going on. We do get some that say, I want this, you do it, bye. Most of the time, they want to be in on it step by step. So that's very interesting that you guys have that.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, we do a lot of, well, not myself personally, but my friends, a lot of when people move homes. And so they usually hire the professional organizers. They go, they get everything, take to the new house. They go away for a weekend. And when they come back, everything is in place.
And culturally, that's just acceptable. They're just like, okay,
just normal.
Good.
Just normal.
That's so interesting. You know? Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah.
I like that. I sometimes wish folks were like that here a little more, but no, that's fine. I mean, but I do get the point of that. Some cultures are about this is your job, you do it. I trust you. This is how it's always been done. And other cultures are like, no, I want to be involved. I want to touch everything. I want to see it all. And be every step of the way. So it's very interesting.
Yeah, and I think it's also to do with like I've realized that I've been working with CDs quite a lot, and I didn't really understand what that was until a couple of years ago. And these kind of clients, when I have them, they stay with me more. They are more worried about what I'm, like putting away or what I'm doing. But the normal, the general customers that we get, just let me know where it is, how much I owe you. I just want to see it color coded. I want all the products inside, the drawers. I want everything looking nice and neat, and I'll call you again in 6 months' time.
Hey, and they give you a check, and you're like, good to go. No, whatever, however they pay you. Good. Good.
Yeah, but culturally it's just different. Yeah.
Yeah, very interesting. I've learned some stuff from you today. I couldn't. I'm like, I learned a bunch of stuff today. I can't even believe that. And we're going to end it here. This is your first appearance.
I know.
Best show. You'll be back. You'll be on again. You'll be back.
Yes.
The first of just many appearances. And I'm so glad you made this happen and you were able to come on.
Thank you.
Roberta.
Thank you. Yeah. No, I just put your mind to it, and it will happen.
Happen.
Obviously, give people a call and let them know that you've been waiting for 2 years. But
yes, and she knows. So we talked. She brought it up, and I was like, "Let's do it, girl."
I said, "Listen, James,
I'm a doer. Let's do it."
When? Just tell me when.
Yes. I made it happen, didn't I? I made it happen.
Yes, thank you. Thank you.
Staying in America, a closed mouth does not get fed.
Exactly.
So it's like you don't say nothing. Nothing happens.
Nothing happens.
Say something, and something may happen. Yeah,
exactly.
But Roberta, tell folks where they can find you, your organization, everything on the interwebs.
Yes. Well, with the whole situation that's going on now, I restarted my YouTube channel.
Oh, good.
That was like stopped for many years. Just didn't have the time.
Yes. Now you got time, girl. Now you got time.
Now I have time. So I've been doing lives on Instagram every Tuesday morning. So I'll be here tomorrow morning. Yes. Obviously, Brazilian time, I forgot now, we are ahead of you.
I know from LA, from the West Coast, you're 4 hours ahead of us.
Yes. So
everybody just from that add an hour, I guess, and that'll tell you how far.
So we are ahead of you.
Yeah.
And pretty much, like right now, I'm redoing my website. So Instagram is where you really find my most up-to-date, information. So I post there every day. I do lives there every week. But yeah, my website is being updated, but Instagram and YouTube is where you find me. So I go by Ekate Organiza. So that's HEKATE ORGA NIZA.
I counted something. What is it?
Yes. Yeah. I had to stop and think because obviously I have to translate in my head.
You're doing good. You're doing good.
Yeah. So that's Ekate Organiza and Roberta Andrade. You can find me as well. It's a little easier.
Right there. And I'll post some stuff on the page. You can actually find links. You can find her easier than
Yes.
But thanks for being on the show.
Oh, thank you, and thank you for accepting my my plea to be here.
I'm very giddy with excitement, as we say.
Yeah. So bucket list check.
There's a check. And folks out there, everyone, please be safe, be sane out there. Wash your hands. Stay home when you need to stay home. Find a hobby, maybe to keep your mind going. Watch some great television.
Learn another language.
Let's do that one. Learn another language. You got time. I know Dutch and Spanish and English, so I know a few. So it's good to know a few languages. It's good for your brain. And of course, this show is on every platform you can think of, from iHeartRadio to Spotify to Google Play to Apple Podcasts, Spreaker. It's everywhere under the SOS Show with James Lott Jr. You can also find us on the YouTube channels. I'm doing videos now too of the show at JLJ Media. Go ahead and subscribe, like, comment, follow. You get a chance, spread this podcast around. I think you might used to hear it. If you're in Brazil watching this, you just know English, follow her and follow her organization. It's AMPOP, right? Is the major organization.
Yeah, AMPOP is our association.
AMPOP. And if you're in America, NAPO. So if you just either one, just check those out, and we'll get you to whoever. If you need me to contact you to get to her, I will pass you along to her also. But just remember that it's never too late to start something. It's never too late to have life and education and keep it going. And I want everybody to be safe out there, and I will see you next time.